rights on his own.
Great country of ours, Australia.
Change has come to America.
It is a job for life.
Hay una revolución en América Latina.
It was one of the worst years of the Troubles. There was a lot of bomb explosions and shootings. There was something happening to somebody.
Mcguinness to continue to work peacefully and democratically to bring about an end of British government rule in my country and the establishment of a free and independent republic.
I am proud to have been involved with the armed resistance against the British. I feel that the British have no part, no right to be in Ireland.
No, I kind of like it the way it is, to be honest. We get free healthcare. Better for the economy and stuff, so sticking with the UK.
Sticking with the UK.
Belfast merupakan ibu kota dari Irlandia Utara, sebuah negara yang merupakan bagian dari Britania Raya dan terletak di timur laut Pulau Irlandia. Teror dan konflik yang berkepanjangan sempat menodai lembaran sejarah negeri cantik ini. Kata damai seakan hanya menjadi mimpi bagi warga Irlandia Utara ketika 30 tahun lamanya negara ini dilanda oleh konflik. Sekarang Anda dapat melihat warga Belfast dapat beraktivitas dengan aman dan tenang di pusat kota ini. Ini merupakan hasil kesepakatan Good Friday Agreement yang dilaksanakan 16 tahun silam antara kaum Republikan dan pemerintah Inggris. Tapi konflik tetap menyisakan kehilangan dan trauma bagi warga Belfast yang tidak tahu sampai kapan berakhirnya. Tahun, Irlandia Utara didera konflik sektarian yang menyangkut pembagian wilayah. Berpisahnya Republik Irlandia dari Britania Raya pada tahun 1921 melalui perjanjian Inggris-Irlandia menghasilkan keputusan bahwa 6 provinsi di Irlandia Utara atau Ulster tetap bergabung. Dan secara resmi kerajaan Britania Raya berubah menjadi The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Di Irlandia Utara terdapat 2 kelompok mayoritas, yaitu masyarakat Unionis yang mayoritas adalah masyarakat Protestan dan masyarakat nasionalis yang mayoritas adalah beragama Katolik. Dan masing-masing mempunyai keinginan yang berbeda. Kelompok Unionis Protestan menginginkan tetap bergabung dengan Britania Raya, sedangkan nasionalis Katolik menginginkan bergabung dengan Republik Irlandia atau mendirikan negara sendiri. Latar belakang perlawanan kelompok nasionalis Katolik terhadap pemerintah Inggris dikarenakan selama puluhan tahun mereka merasakan ketidakadilan dan diskriminasi. Dimulai sejak adanya perjanjian Anglo-Irish di tahun 1920 yang memutuskan Republik Irlandia berpisah dari Inggris. Puncaknya adalah peristiwa yang dikenal dengan Bloody Sunday, tahun 1972 di kota Londonderry. Ketika itu sekitar 10.000 orang dari kelompok nasionalis Katolik melakukan protes damai yang berakhir dengan tragis. 13 warga sipil ditembak oleh tentara Inggris. Dan disinilah awal dari masa kegelapan di Irlandia Utara bermula. The Troubles. Konflik sektarian antara nasionalis dan unionis yang terjadi sejak tahun 1969 sampai 1998. Konflik terjadi antara PIRA, yakni Professional Irish Republican Army, yang merupakan sayap militer dari gerakan nasionalis Katolik dengan loyalis Kristen dan tentara Inggris. Tak terhitung kerugian materi dan ribuan korban jiwa yang diakibatkan peristiwa ini. Meski bukan konflik agama, kelompok yang bertikai di Irlandia Utara menggunakan agama sebagai identitas pembeda mereka. Umat Katolik ingin merdeka, sedangkan umat Protestan tetap ingin bersatu dengan Inggris. Sejarah konflik Irlandia Utara yang panjang dan rumit membawa saya ke gedung parlemen Stormont. Bangunan ini tidak hanya sekedar gedung parlemen bagi Irlandia Utara, tapi juga merupakan saksi sejarah dari konflik yang berkepanjangan yang terjadi di negara ini. Gedung ini juga merupakan rumah bagi dua partai besar yang sedang berkuasa dan mempunyai tujuan yang sangat berseberangan. Yang pertama, DUP, Democratic Union Party, di mana bertujuan ingin tetap bergabung dengan United Kingdom, dan yang kedua adalah Partai Republik Sinn Féin, di mana bertujuan ingin bergabung dengan Republik Irlandia. Saya akan bertemu dengan salah satu orang yang mempunyai peranan sangat penting dalam perdamaian di Irlandia Utara yang merupakan politisi senior Partai Sinn Féin. Sekaligus mantan komandan dari pasukan IRA, Martin Mcguinness, sang wakil Perdana Menteri Irlandia Utara. Di tahun 70-an, nama Martin Mcguinness kerap membuat seluruh Britania Raya merasakan kengerian dan teror. Bagaimana tidak, salah satu pemimpin tertinggi dari IRA ini disebut sebagai teroris yang paling berbahaya pada zamannya. Tapi di tahun 1998, perjuangan kaum nasionalis yang selama ini memakai jalan kekerasan berhasil diakhiri oleh Mcguinness dengan negosiasi perdamaian melalui jalur politik.
It's almost 20 years when the IRA put down the weapons. Why did the Republican turn from the weapon and guerrilla war to the politic? Why?
Well, there has been conflict in this country for many hundreds of years, and particularly since Ireland was partitioned in the early 1920s. In every decade since then there has been conflict, and the pro-Irish Catholic community have been in conflict against the British state, against all of the injustices, inequalities, domination and discriminations that took place. And in every decade there has been violence. Now, it then occurred with an increased ferocity in the early 1970s, in the aftermath of the introduction of internment by the British government. Killings on the street, particularly Bloody Sunday in Derry, where 14 people were killed. And there was a very vicious cycle of conflict occurred for well over 20 years, during which times there were several ill-fated, very short ceasefires, which didn't bring a resolution. So people like myself who were associated with the IRA, I read quite a number of theses that were written by very senior generals in the British Army, all of which conceded that they could not militarily defeat the IRA. If you were to ask me what was the single most important decision of the last 20 years to bring us to the peaceful situation that we find ourselves in at the moment, it absolutely has to be the willingness of the IRA to bring about a ceasefire in 1994. Now, this is the year of the 20th anniversary, so all that has happened in between has been quite transformative and incredible.
Maybe this will be a sensitive question. You were previously labeled as a terrorist. What do you opinion about this? Were you a terrorist?
No, when I was in the IRA, I was a freedom fighter. Here people put labels on you. That's an attempt to demonise. It's an attempt to not recognise that there were real issues of inequality and injustice, and that anyone who fought back against that was, to use their words, a terrorist. I never regarded myself as a terrorist. So I think that this is all part of the, I suppose, black propaganda that was used by the British government to try to portray state forces as superior to those people who were prepared to fight against them. Well, the problem in the north of Ireland was that the community that I came from was effectively being treated as second-class citizens in our own country. You have to remember this is Ireland. The British can call it what they do call it, the United Kingdom, but as far as we're concerned, this is Ireland and we are Irish. And the injustices which occurred for far too long were injustices that had to be ended. Up until the date of December 1999, and that's a massive gap between 1921 and 1999, I am the first politician from the Catholic community to be in government with power. All of that has changed, and we are now here on the basis of equality. I am effectively a joint First Minister alongside a pro-British politician. His allegiance is to what he calls the United Kingdom. I have no allegiance to the United Kingdom. My allegiance is to Ireland and the people of Ireland. But we've shown over the course of the last 7 years that we can work in these institutions on the basis of equality. We still have our differences. There are still issues in which we are divided, but there are many more issues in which we are absolutely united in terms of building an economy which will provide jobs and a better future for the people that we represent. The future for me as an Irish Republican is to continue to work peacefully and democratically to bring about an end of British government rule in my country and the establishment of a free and independent republic. Very optimistic about the future, and very optimistic that we have, after many hundreds of years of conflict, brought conflict to an end, and now all of us moving forward politically to bring about political and democratic resolutions.
Masa depan untuk Irlandia Utara yang diutarakan oleh seorang Martin Mcguinness bukanlah hal yang mustahil terjadi, tapi akan menjadi suatu proses perjuangan yang tentu saja tidak sebentar.
Hay una revolución en América Latina.
DUP dan Sinn Féin merupakan dua partai besar yang sedang berkuasa di negara yang menganut demokrasi parlementer ini. Walaupun berada dalam satu gedung yang sama, dua partai ini mempunyai ideologi yang sangat berbeda. Sinn Féin dikenal sebagai partai tertua, mempunyai tujuan yang sangat jelas. Sejak awal berdirinya di tahun 1905, Partai Republikan ini mempunyai visi untuk bersatu dengan Republik Irlandia atau mendirikan negara sendiri. Dalam satu pemerintahan, memiliki koalisi yang dulunya mempunyai sejarah konflik panjang tentu saja bukan perkara yang mudah. Hal ini diungkapkan oleh Jonathan Bell, politisi dari Partai DUP.
Okay, Mr. Jonathan, I really want to know about what it's like to share the political power with Republican and the former IRA terrorists.
Yeah.
What it's like?
Well, there were 4 attempts to kill me, and you get a little piece of paper, an official form when they've uncovered intelligence that you're to be killed. And one night I had to be taken 40 miles away from my home to a secure police cell when my children were in nursery school and primary school, because at that time, between that evening, I was to be murdered. And so I was sitting in a police cell under police protection at that time. But you don't make peace with your friends, and that's the lesson that we've had to learn. You don't make peace with your friends. Northern Ireland, there's been horrendous violence on both sides, a lot of pain, and many deaths that there's been. But the Northern Ireland you're in today, statistically, is the safest part of the United Kingdom. You're safer in Belfast than you are in London, in Edinburgh, in Cardiff, or even in Dublin. And per head of population, for violent crime and murder, you're safer here than you are in New York, Washington, or Chicago. So the success of what we've achieved is there, but it's a big challenge to work with people in the background where there has been so much hurt and pain caused. And you're working with people who are either leaders of terrorist organisations or have convictions for significant terrorist crime. And that's difficult.
Okay, so do you trust Sinn Féin now?
Well, we said at the time that what we needed was we would respect everybody's democratic vote. So what we needed was the terrorist weaponry to be put away in such a manner that it could never be used again. And secondly, we wanted full support for the police and for the courts, and that if ever there was any small micro group involved in terrorism, no matter where it came from, we wanted an explicit condemnation of that, and also those who were in former terrorist-related parties to join the policing board, to support the police and encourage their members to do that. And on that basis, then we agreed on a fresh election that we would respect each other's mandates and trust each other's mandates that the people gave and respect, and that's where we are today.
Pada masa The Troubles yang dimulai pada tahun 1969, konflik terjadi dipicu adanya perlakuan yang tidak adil terhadap warga nasionalis Katolik yang saat itu menjadi minoritas. Konflik dan kekerasan yang pernah terjadi di Irlandia Utara tidak hanya menyebabkan trauma psikis tetapi juga fisik. Inilah yang dialami oleh seorang wanita, Jennifer Mcguinness, 42 tahun yang lalu. Teror bom yang terjadi pada saat itu membuat wanita yang berusia 63 tahun ini harus rela untuk berada di kursi roda di sepanjang sisa hidupnya.
I was injured it's 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
1972.
Okay.
I went into town with my sister one Saturday afternoon and just general shopping, and we went into a restaurant for coffee, and a no warning bomb went off, and both of us were seriously injured, and I lost both legs. My sister lost both legs and an arm, and there were other people seriously injured as well, and 2 guards were dead. And there we went through quite intensive rehabilitation, and eventually we learned to walk on artificial limbs. It was a very devastating time, as you can imagine. You go into town one day and months later you're walking around in artificial legs. It's quite it's quite strange really to look back on it all now, what we actually did go through.
Sebagian besar masyarakat kota Titanic ini ingin mengubur dalam-dalam ingatan mereka tentang masa-masa di mana konflik berkecamuk, termasuk Jennifer.
Well, 1972 was one of the worst years of the Troubles. There was a lot of bomb explosions and shootings were, just an everyday occurrence really. There was something happening to somebody. You just, I suppose like everybody, you don't realise that it'd possibly be you one day. But Belfast was quite different then to what it is now. It wasn't the vibrant city. It was 1972. You know, nobody went into the city centre at night. You know, the way it is now with restaurants and everything. It wasn't like that at all.
Tidaklah mudah bagi wanita yang sekarang menjadi aktivis ini untuk dapat berdamai dengan segala hal buruk yang terjadi di masa lampau.
No, not really. I'm not upset. Upset, I suppose, is not the right word. I'm not saying I've moved on from anger until, especially with the Good Friday Agreement and everything that's happened after that. I'm more, I have empowered myself really to get something done about it. You know, situation, there's quite a lot of us. Not, you know, they keep saying thousands of people injured, but yes, there was, but a lot of people got better. But unfortunately, there's about 300-400 people left seriously disabled as a result of the conflict. And it's disability and conflict is something that's sadly neglected. And you see people coming home in coffins and people who are dead as a result of conflict. But for people disabled as a result of conflict, there was nothing being done for them at all.
Jennifer Mcguinness hanyalah salah satu dari banyak korban dari konflik yang terjadi di Irlandia Utara. Perhatian dan penanganan khusus terhadap korban konflik sudah sepatutnya dilakukan tidak hanya oleh pemerintah Irlandia Utara, tetapi juga Britania Raya.
Hay una revolución en América Latina.
Hampir di setiap tempat di Belfast mempunyai kisahnya sendiri-sendiri. Hal itu dapat dilihat dari banyaknya mural-mural dan bangunan bersejarah yang ada di setiap sudut kota. Inilah yang menjadi salah satu magnet turis untuk berkunjung ke Belfast. Salah satunya dengan menggunakan Black Cab atau yang dikenal dengan History Cab. Konflik selalu menyisahkan kesedihan, kehilangan, marah, sakit hati, dan hal-hal negatif lainnya. Tapi di Belfast ini, konflik mendatangkan sesuatu yang positif. Salah satunya adalah untuk menghasilkan pendapatan bagi warga negaranya. Di sini kita akan menemui...
Halo.
Halo.
Sandra, I'm Peter. Pleasure to meet you, Angel. Pleasure.
Ya, kita akan menemui Mr. Peter. Dia adalah driver dari History Cab. Nah, can you tell me about this History Cab? What is the History Cab?
They're called Black Cab Tours. Tours designed to help you understand our politics. Help visitors like yourself to come and understand how we live in the city, how we've coped with the conflict.
Peter pun menunjukkan kemana saja saya akan diantar untuk menelusuri salah satu lembar hitam dalam sejarah Irlandia Utara. Di sepanjang jalan kota Belfast hampir dipastikan tidak ada dinding yang kosong. Pasti dipenuhi mural-mural yang menggambarkan tentang konflik dan perjuangan. Ketika di jalan, Peter menceritakan kepada saya bahwa terdapat 2 kewarganegaraan di sini, yaitu Inggris dan Irlandia Utara.
Consider themselves British, and the other 50% consider themselves Irish.
Oh yeah, so you are Irish or British?
I'm Irish.
Tujuan pertama kami adalah jalan yang dulunya merupakan perbatasan pemukiman Unionis pro-integrasi dan Republikan pro-kemerdekaan. Until 7 p.m. Oh, jadi ini adalah pagar kedua yang masih buka. The second gate.
2 gates, one seat.
Okay.
So there is a gate on this side. You have a look here. So we are in the middle.
Okay.
This is international waters. This is nothing.
This is in the international.
International.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking. International waters.
Okay.
This side is a Protestant gate,
Or this Protestant?
and this side is a Catholic gate.
It's the Catholic.
Yes. Over here is the Falls Road, which is the Catholic neighbourhood. Over here is the Shankill Road, which is the Protestant neighbourhood. Two gates close at the same time.
Okay.
Formerly, there was only one gate in the middle, which the police or the army had the responsibility of opening and closing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If the policeman was here every night at 7 o'clock, then sometimes it made it very easy for the IRA to attack the policeman.
Oh, okay.
So in the early 1980s, they redesigned the junctions and they installed two gates. 2014, it is one civilian security staff. He opens and closes both gates.
Okay.
But previously, it was a Catholic gate and a Protestant gate. The gates still close here to stop children, because the children will come here and they'll come here and they will throw rocks at each other. So we worry that the children will start some violence and then it can spark trouble.
Yes.
If children start fighting, then adults become involved. We run a risk of the violence starting again.
Ketika saya berada di sini, tidak ada satupun masyarakat yang lalu lalang, walaupun terdapat beberapa kendaraan yang lewat.
But as you can see, there is not a lot of pedestrian traffic.
Why?
There are gates either side for pedestrians, but not a lot of people will walk through here.
Why?
It's psychological.
Oh,
For
okay.
such a long time, people were losing their lives here. This is where you went if you wanted to attack the other side. So today, no one is stopping or checking you, but if I live there, why do I want to come here? If I live there, I work there, or I work in the city. There are no one that I know who comes from the Shankill to the Falls for work. It would not, previously it could have cost you your life. You could have meant your death. So today people just do not do it. It is very fresh in people's memories. It's only 15 years ago that people were still killing each other here over religious and over political divides.
Dinding perdamaian atau peace wall yang menjadi ikon kota Belfast menjadi tujuan kami berikutnya. Peace wall adalah dinding yang terbentang sepanjang 34 km dengan tinggi mencapai 5,5 meter ini membagi kawasan kaum Republikan dan Unionis. Dinding ini dulunya didirikan sementara di tahun 1969 untuk mengatasi konflik di antara kedua kubu dan bertambah panjang dan tinggi sejak saat itu.
And again, there are two sets. There is a set, the yellow set on this side. People believe, why do you add extensions to the wall? As peace has become more evident to see, because there is peace today, children are still coming here and trying to throw things over the wall. It is the fear of the unknown. They don't know who's at the other side, they just know that they are not us. On the other side of this wall is Catholic, on this side we're Protestant. So I know if I do some damage or break a window, it is a Catholic home, not a Protestant home.
Why this wall called the peace wall?
The peace wall?
But in the fact to separate
Yes.
Catholic from the
A
Protestant.
peace wall, because they maintain and protect the peace. The peace is what we want. We both want peace. The wall protects the peace because it stops the violence. It stops the two sides attacking each other. So for that reason, they are called peace walls. Legal graffiti. So you're going to do some legal graffiti?
Okay.
We have had President Clinton signed a wall, Dalai Lama. Do you like Justin Bieber? I'll show you Justin Bieber. No, you don't like.
I don't like Justin Bieber.
Rihanna, do you like Rihanna?
Yeah,
Rihanna
is
has signed.
okay.
I'll show you Rihanna.
Dinding perdamaian ini menyimpan ironi. Dibangun untuk menciptakan perdamaian, namun tingginya dinding ini justru memisahkan kedua kelompok yang terlibat konflik. Peace wall menjadi pertanda bahwa meski situasi relatif kondusif di Irlandia Utara, Namun kondisi ini bisa berubah kapanpun juga. Kehidupan seperti apa yang ada di balik dinding ini? Dan saya pun memasuki taman memorial dari masyarakat Republikan. Di taman memorial ini juga banyak dipajang nama-nama, mulai dari tentara sampai masyarakat yang menjadi korban konflik.
So this side is IRA men who died in action.
Oh, okay.
So during the fight. On this side is civilians. This is their age. You can see quite a few young girls, 4, 5, 32, 20, 18, 16. So this is IRA, this is civilians.
Di taman ini juga terlihat simbol-simbol dari Republikan, mulai dari bendera hingga salah satu lambang yang menjadi ciri khas mereka, salib Celtic. Dari sini saya menuju ke pemukiman masyarakat Unionis.
Seperti yang dikatakan sama Peter tadi, untuk membedakan mana usaha, mana kantor dari Protestan ataupun Katolik bisa dilihat dari seperti tadi Bell Style Taxis, di bawahnya ada Gaelic language. Berarti kalau misalkan ada bahasa Inggris dan juga bahasa Gaelic itu berarti pemiliknya adalah Katolik. Tapi misalkan hanya bahasa Inggris saja, sudah pasti itu pemiliknya adalah Protestan.
Sinn Féin, this is Sinn Féin's headquarters.
Oh, Sinn Féin headquarters?
That's Sinn Féin headquarters.
Di luar tembok, kami berkeliling di pemukiman Protestan yang dicirikan melalui adanya bendera Inggris dan mural-mural tentang tokoh perjuangan mereka. Di pemukiman Protestan juga tidak banyak masyarakat yang berada di luar rumah. Peter sempat menceritakan kepada saya betapa susahnya untuk berkomunikasi dengan mereka, terutama jika terkait dengan konflik. Selain mempunyai lembar hitam dalam sejarahnya, Irlandia Utara merupakan negara yang cukup unik. Mulai dari setiap warga negaranya dipastikan mempunyai 2-3 paspor, yaitu Inggris, Irlandia Utara, dan Republik Irlandia. Mempunyai 2 mata uang, yaitu yang bergambar Ratu Elizabeth, yakni pounds Inggris, dan pounds Irlandia Utara, sampai 3 bendera yang berbeda, Union Jack, Irlandia Utara, dan Republikan.
Hay una revolución en América Latina.
Puluh tahun telah berlalu sejak pertama kalinya tentara militer IRA menghentikan aksi militer mereka di Irlandia Utara. Bukanlah hal yang mudah untuk dapat mencari tahu seluk-beluk tentang IRA dari mantan anggotanya. Tapi beruntung, Shana Walls, seorang bekas tahanan dan mantan tentara IRA, bersedia untuk diwawancara oleh kami. Shana Walls sekarang berprofesi sebagai konsultan, penasehat, dan pengelola pusat trauma dan bantuan kesehatan bagi komunitasnya. Terdapat alasan yang kuat mengapa waktu itu ia memutuskan untuk bergabung dengan IRA.
I became involved with the resistance movement against the British because of British occupation on our streets. When I was a child, the British Army were in military occupation. Any time that I walked out the door, there were British soldiers. They were constantly on foot patrol, in jeeps, in helicopters. And this was a militarized city. And I felt that they were an army of occupation. And so I believed that the only way that we could ever have peace here in Ireland was to get rid of the army of occupation. So I became involved, and I went to prison when I was 16. I altogether served 21 years in prison.
Oh, yeah.
And I was released finally in 1998 as a result of the Good Friday Agreement, when the peace accords were signed.
there's so many innocent people, there's so many victims because this conflict. So what do you think about it?
Well, the point about any conflict is that the majority of casualties will be innocent victims. There will be, that is what happens during war, that is what happens during all wars. The majority of the people who are casualties are innocent victims. There is no such thing as a clean war. From my point of view, I have, I feel very sorry for the victims and you know, for all of the people who suffered during the conflict. But I am a proud Irish Republican. Still, I am proud to have been involved with the armed resistance against the British. I feel that the British have no part, no right to be in Ireland, never had any right to be in Ireland, and never will have. So I believe that we are now on course to ending British involvement here in this part of the country.
Hingga saat ini di Irlandia Utara, label teroris dan hal buruk lainnya masih melekat pada mantan tahanan dan tentara IRA.
You never feel guilt about joining IRA?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not?
No.
Even though many people outside there blame IRA and label IRA as a terrorist and blame people.
Yeah, that's okay. I feel very comfortable with that because the people who call me a terrorist are the people who, you know, before the IRA campaign began, my community went onto the streets. When this northern state was set up, we were told by the Prime Minister of the northern state, this is a Protestant state for a Protestant people. Okay? Yeah. So my community were pushed to the side.
Can you provide information about from where the weapon supplied to the IRA in the past?
Where were weapons from?
Yes.
The IRA got their weapons from all over the world. A lot of the weapons came from Europe. They would have been weapons which were left in Europe after World War II. We got weapons from the United States. We got weapons from Libya. We got weapons from all over the world. As you do, when you need weapons, you will get them. It doesn't really matter where you get them from.
Perdamaian masih menjadi proses panjang bagi masyarakat Irlandia Utara. Hal ini saya alami sendiri ketika beberapa hari di kota yang terkenal dengan pub tradisionalnya ini. Saya mendapat informasi bahwa ada parade yang biasanya dilakukan oleh Orange Order, suatu organisasi persaudaraan yang berasal dari masyarakat pro-integrasi yang berlangsung sore ini. Tahun lalu, parade ini sempat mengakibatkan konflik di antara kedua kubu.
Sekarang saya berada di pemukiman masyarakat Kristen di kota Belfast, tepatnya di pertengahan jalan Kremlin Road. Sekarang bisa dilihat terdapat barikade dari polisi kota. Ada pasukan dari Orange Order yang merupakan pasukan persaudaraan dari masyarakat Protestan. Bisa dilihat terdapat kurang lebih 10 mobil polisi yang ada di sini untuk membarikade mereka untuk tidak menyeberang ke komunitas Katolik. Soalnya setahun yang lalu parade ini mengakibatkan kerusuhan yang sekitar 32 orang terluka dalam kerusuhan tersebut. Jadi ini untuk mengantisipasi supaya tidak terjadi kerusuhan lagi. Bisa dilihat ini memang benar-benar pemukiman masyarakat Kristen. Lihat dari bendera di setiap rumah ada bendera Union Jack, bendera United Kingdom.
Bagi sebagian masyarakat, ini adalah semacam bentuk provokasi kaum unionis terhadap nasionalis. Jalan panjang menuju satu masa depan negara Irlandia Utara masih panjang dan harus melewati banyak tantangan dan hambatan. Tapi satu yang pasti, perdamaian akan tetap menjadi impian yang masih harus terus dicapai masyarakat Irlandia Utara.